This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Timeline is Sunday the 20th of October 2013. Welcome along my friends to another edition of Informer News. Coming up in this week's broadcast, world governments are escalating their preparedness plans for surviving the incoming Planet X Nibiru event, plus 10 steps for preparing for this coming emergency. And space debris is impacting Earth right now. Sure signs we are now entering a cataclysmic event phase. Okay, into this week's news. This first report originates from ultimatesurvival.net, titled Comet Icing Debris or the System Nibiru. Incoming fireballs hit FEMA Region 3 and Mexico. We're still waiting for the big one, whatever that may actually be. However, the truth of the matter is that we have already started to see a strange uptick in meteorite sightings in the last few days. Maybe that October the 1st FEMA Region 3 deadline was not so strange after all. It appears as if Region 3 is the site of most of these sightings so far. Check out the meteorite sightings map from the Lunar Meteorite Hunter. Clearly, it is the east coast of the United States which has been plumed and fully likely see more dangerous comet ice and debris in the next few weeks. There are fireballs reportedly travelling through the skies of both Ithaca, New York and Mexico. Apparently the one over Mexico managed to actually cause some damage, cutting the electric power in the vicinity of where it made impact. The only question I have now is whether this is actually the result of Comet Ison or if we're possibly looking at the arrival of Nibiru system. After all, there are plenty of strange sightings which seem to suggest that several objects are inbound and not just one comet per se. I'll post more on this topic in the next couple of days. Stay safe or get safe, get ready now. We have had plenty of time to speculate that FEMA Region 3 and the date of October the 1st, 2013. We don't know if this has something to do with the passage of Comet Ison through our solar system from October the 1st on into January 2014, or if it signifies something else. All that we can know is that preparations are being made by both the US and Russia for something major to occur around or shortly after that date. John Moore indicates that he has received insider knowledge from one of his sources that there will be a nuclear false flag in the United States and perhaps in Region 3. A false flag event is a covert or paramilitary operation that is made to appear as if it is being carried out by someone else. For instance, many people believe that the World Trade Center and Pentagon attack on 9/11 were false flags, made to appear as if Al-Qaeda had done them, when in fact they may have been carried out by the US government. A nuclear event of any type would be catastrophic for the United States and much of the civilized world. Are you ready for what is coming? If you still don't believe that we live in perilous times, consider the 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck Pakistan on September the 24th, 2013. This megaquake sent shockwaves throughout the Middle East and caused a new island to literally rise out of the sea. Consider the implications of this event. We have never had proof of a major crustal displacement of this type. Crust movements, even in the biggest earthquakes, is literally minimal compared to this. We are moving into a new stage on our road to the pole shift. These types of movements will become more frequent and more severe. Are you ready to survive? The following info originates from legitgovernment.org, titled Pentagon Spent $5 billion on Weapons on Eve of Shutdown. Posted on October the 2nd, 2013 by Legit Government. Pentagon spent $5 billion on weapons on eve of shutdown, 1st of October 2013. The Pentagon pumped billions of dollars into contractors' bank accounts on the eve of the US government shutdown that saw 400,000 Defense Department employees furloughed. All told, the Pentagon awarded 94 contracts yesterday evening on its annual end of the fiscal year spending spree. spending more than $5 billion on everything from robot submarines to finished hand grenades and a radar base mounted on an offshore oil platform. To put things in perspective, the Pentagon gave out only 14 contracts on September the 3rd, the first working day of the month. This report originates from Examiner.com, titled NASA Asteroid Watch Suspended While Earth Faces Unprecedented Threat from Space, posted on October the 2nd, 2013. NASA announcement yesterday that it would suspend its asteroid watch programs. Asteroid strike Twitter alert due to the government shutdown could not have come at a worse time. Last month saw an alarming increase in meteorite, fireballs reports and asteroid near misses. As reported yesterday in the article Asteroid Near Miss, an ominous sign for the future. September saw the highest number of eyewitness reports of meteorite, fireballs, exceptionally bright and long-lasting shooting stars since the American Meteor Society began keeping records. While most shooting stars are the result of a meteor no larger than a grain of sand, fireballs are produced by meteors the size of a baseball or larger. The most dangerous are even larger, capable of producing airbursts like the meteor fireball that exploded over the Russian city of Srebrenica earlier this year, or the one that exploded over Tunguska, Siberia in 1908 that flattened over 80 million trees. Last weekend was an unusually busy one, with multiple meteor fireballs being reported across the US. Russian scientists even reported a near miss by an asteroid on Friday night. This asteroid flew below the geostationary satellites in orbit around the Earth. Worse still, scientists have now lost track of this asteroid. This following report originates from beforeitsnews.com, titled Survival Basics, 10 Steps for Preparing a Family Emergency Plan, and this was posted on October the 3rd, 2013. Sometimes it is the simplest things that are overlooked. Case in point, the family emergency plan. Here we are so diligently putting away food, storing water and purchasing gear, when perhaps one of the most important aspects of emergency and crisis planning has to do with having a plan to get in touch with family members and loved ones after disaster strikes. Equally important is having a plan for meeting up at a safe location, as well as evacuation plan for getting there. The family emergency plan. 1. Sit down with your family members and decide how you will get in contact with each other in an emergency. Possible methods may be by cell phone, texting, email, or a standard landline. 2. Once you figure this out, document the contact information on both a master sheet and on a wallet-sized cards to be carried by all family members. This document will become your family communication plan. It will form the cornerstone of your family emergency plan. It will list all family members, their date of birth and other important information, including a photo for each person, as well as any important medical information. Also include a contact number for an out-of-town contact person. 3. Determine a meeting place where you will meet in the event you cannot get home. This may be your workplace, the home of a parent or relative, your church, or even at a school if there are children involved. Whatever you decide, you will need at least 3 possible locations. Your home or the home of a designated family member. A safe meeting place near home. A safe meeting place outside your immediate neighbourhood. 4. Determine the best evacuation routes from your home or workplace to the safe meeting places. Go to Google Maps or some other online tool and create maps showing your evacuation route along with printed directions. Then take the route and make sure it is accurate and that you understand the directions. This is important. You must drill and practice your evacuation procedure. 5. Prepare a list of all workplaces along with the address, telephone number and closest evacuation location in the event getting to the pre-designated meeting place is not possible. 6. Also prepare a list of all schools that are attended by your children along with the address, contact names and telephone numbers. Contact the schools now to learn about their own emergency evacuation policies and procedures. Important note, in many areas the state, county or city emergency evacuation plan takes precedence over any school preparedness plan when it comes to evacuation routes. Check with your local county or city preparedness office or call and find out what their plans are, since they will be the ones determining which roads are used as evacuation routes and which will not. 7. Prepare a list of your doctors and your veterinarian along with their telephone numbers. 8. Prepare a list of your insurance policies, including the carrier, the telephone number for claims and the policy number itself. Include health insurance, homeowners or rental insurance and life insurance policies. 9. Consider creating a phone tree. Think of your phone tree as a pyramid, where the person at the top of the pyramid contacts 2 people, who each call 2 more people, and so on, until every person on the tree has been contacted. This will allow you to distribute information quickly, without redundancy, and without placing the burden of work on one person. Important note, be aware however that phone lines and cell services may not be functional following a catastrophic disaster. Although a valuable tool, do not count on your phone tree to be the sole mode of communication following a disaster. If you text, you might want to consider a texting tree. Texting is usually available even when cell phone services are down. 10. Store all of the information you have carefully compiled in multiple locations. Your bug out bags and go bags, your family preparedness binder, on a flash drive that you carry with you, in your desk drawer at work, in an email attachment sent to yourself at one of the cloud-based email services such as Gmail, Yahoo and Outlook.com, formerly Hotmail. The final word. One easy way to get started is to go to the ready.government website, where you can fill out much of this information online. You can then print out the online document and add the supplemental yet information on your own. You will find a fill-in form here, Family Emergency Plan fill-in form. Whatever you do, do not fall prey to rip-off artists who will want to charge you hundreds if not thousands of dollars to prepare a family emergency plan for you. Unless you are independently wealthy, you can do it yourself over the course of one weekend. Be sure to read my article, The Black Umbrella Rip-Off, to give you an idea of the sneaky ways folks will try to coax you out of your money. Then don't forget to practice your evacuation plan and to test your escape routes. Your safety and your life may depend on it. This report originates from altheadlines.com, titled Surprise Asteroid Near Miss with Earth. Is Planet X Next? By David Veritas, posted on Monday, September 30th, 2013. An asteroid surprised astronomers and scientists as it was only spotted on Friday night and narrowly missed Earth just hours later. Flying within the orbit of geostationary satellites, it passed by within 11,300 kilometers of Earth's surface. This close call reignited a debate regarding the threat of near-Earth objects and inadequate tracking and preparations by governments and space agencies to prepare for such potentially cataclysmic events. It also brings us to the obvious question of, if the government missed this asteroid, what other space objects are being missed? Planet Nibiru researchers point to this failure of spotting this asteroid as another example of not taking the Nibiru threat seriously. Nibiru is believed by many to be on a return orbital path back to our solar system, which could have cataclysmic events on the Earth. This final report also originates from altheadlines.com, titled Government Preparing for Planet Nibiru, Escalated Underground Bases, by David Veritas, posted on Tuesday the September the 24th 2013. In a recent groundbreaking interview between Bob Fletcher and Alex Jones of InfoWars, Bob was a key person in the Iran-Contra hearing, presented some of his revealing insights supporting to what he believes is the government's knowledge of Planet X Nibiru and its impending return to our solar system. Some of the questions he brings up in the interview are as follows. Why are trillions disappearing from the Treasury? And it's been reported that most of the gold is gone from Fort Knox. Why is the government building thousands of underground facilities while also helping the Russians and other nations around the world, also building an additional 5,000 underground facilities? He believes that the government is fully anticipating a catastrophic celestial impact, which is the terminology they use when cutting the deal with Russians when requesting assistance when needed for FEMA. He also went on to discuss that at some time near 1983 they had confirmation that Nibiru was coming back, which was one of the main reasons behind their escalated underground base program. If you look at the behaviour of the governments with increased spending on arms and disaster preparedness and underground facilities, they seem to be coordinating with predicted return of Planet X Nibiru, the 10th planet. Some other clues include that solar flares are the worst they have ever been in 1,000 years. Planets in our solar system are heating up, not from the sun, and their orbits are wiggling as a result of being affected by some body beyond Pluto. To view the full video, titled Nibiru Cataclysm to be used as need for population control, go to my website endtimes23.com. Okay my friends, you're all invited to join this channel by subscribing to EndTimes23, which is a totally free subscription service. You're also invited to add me as a friend on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And drop me a line on my new blog. Here's my blog address just above me, my friends. All this week's news links can be found on my website endtimes23.com. The link is under this video. Just click on the link and go to the top left hand corner of the opening page and click on Informer News Links. You will find all this week's news links at the top of the page under this week's title video. Well, that's your lot for this week, my friends. I do hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be back with you in a week's time with another edition of Cosmic News. So until then, my friends, this is your Informer signing off. Friends, I'll see you on the flip side. Bloomed and fully likely see more dangerous comet ice and debris in the next few weeks. There are fireballs reportedly travelling through the skies of both Ithaca, New York and Mexico. Apparently the one over Mexico managed to actually cause some damage, cutting the electric power in the vicinity of where it made impact. The only question I have now is whether this is actually the result of Comet Ison or if we're possibly looking at the arrival of Nibiru system. After all, there are plenty of strange sightings which seem to suggest that several objects are inbound and not just one comet per se. I'll post more on this topic in the next couple of days. Stay safe or get safe, get ready now. We have had plenty of time to speculate that FEMA Region 3 and the date of October the 1st, 2013. We don't know if this has something to do with the passage of Comet Ison. through our solar system from October the 1st on into January 2014, or if it signifies something else. All that we can know is that preparations are being made by both the US and Russia for something made at FEMA Region 3 and Mexico. We're still waiting for the big one, whatever that may actually be. However, the truth of the matter is that we have already started to see a strange uptick in meteorite sightings in the last few days. Maybe that October the 1st FEMA Region 3 deadline was not so strange after all. It appears as if Region 3 is the site of most of these sightings so far. Check out the meteorite sightings map from the Lunar Meteorite Hunter. Clearly, it is the east coast of the United States which has been This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Time is Sunday the 20th of October 2013. Welcome along my friends to another edition of Informer News. Coming up in this week's broadcast, world governments are escalating their preparedness plans for surviving the incoming Planet X Nibiru event, plus 10 steps for preparing for this coming emergency. And space debris is impacting Earth right now. Sure signs we are now entering a cataclysmic event phase. Okay, into this week's news. This first report originates from ultimatesurvival.net, titled Comet Icing Debris or the System Nibiru. Incoming fireballs